Well, the Girlfriend Getaway is taking place right now, and they're finding cool places all over the Ozarks. And Cammie and Lauren actually made a trip out to the Norfolk Trout Hatchery. Take a look at this.
Hey, we are here at the Norfolk National Fish Hatchery, where you would not believe how many kinds of fish and just sheer amount of fish there are.
They have all kinds of trout, and they distribute all over Arkansas. They're raising them here and then distributing them.
And one thing we've learned already, we're about to go on a tour, but we know that trout like the ladies, okay? Watch this.
Yeah, they're going crazy.
What are people coming here for? How do you explain it?
They come to see trout. That's why they come here, is they come to see the trout. This is a huge tourist business. There's lots of guides and there's lots of dock operators on the river, so they come to this facility to see the trout. You know, they come to this area for the fishing because there's the Norfolk River, there's the White River. They can fish on the river for trout. There's the North Fork Lake, there's Bull Shoals Lake, so they can go up there and bass fish. This is a huge recreation area, so it's a big place for the local folks, for the out-of-town folks. It's a really great place to come. Here we raise rainbow trout, brown trout, and cutthroat trout. We raise between 450,000 to 500,000 pounds of trout a year, which totals out to about 1.6 to 1.7 million fish in a year's time. Right now we have approximately 3 million fish here on station at the Norfolk National Fish Hatchery.
So from the time they're like eggs, say, to the time they get distributed somewhere, like what is that time span?
The rainbows will average about 22 months old. So we'll average around a ½ inch growth a month. And then the brown trout and the cutthroat trout are both stocked at 9 inches. So they'll be around 18 months old. We will stock the rainbows, they will average 11 inches long. By the time they reach an average length of 11 inches, there'll be about 11,000 left in here. So we will have split them down from 100,000 to 11, you know, split them multiple times to get to that 11,000.
What do you mean when you say split them?
When I say we'll take and crowd them down and we do our sample count, and then we take half of them out and move them to an empty raceway. And then we'll come back again when that density index reaches that certain level, and we'll sample count them and split them again, take another half out. And the reason is, you know, when you put them in here and they're 2 or 3 inches long, they're only taking up so much space in the raceway. And as they grow, they're taking more and more space up in the raceway. So they eventually gets to where the carrying capacity of that raceway is not enough for that many fish. So you can't expand your raceways, but you can move your fish. You can kind of see the stuff that's settled in the bottom there.
Yeah.
So what they've done, and this one's different than the rest of them, but what happens is for a week, the fish waste and excess feed, whatever's in there, will settle for the most part in the basin right here. All right, so as that's doing it, all this water that's overflow, there's a line right here that you can see, and it runs out into Dry Run Creek. So what a lot of people don't realize is Dry Run Creek would not exist if it wasn't for this overflow water. You know, there's formulas that we use, especially when we get our eggs in, we'll get 500 or 600,000 a lot of times at a time. And so we sample count them as well. And also there's a big formula that you have to go through to put those numbers in to figure out how many eggs you actually have, and then convert how many eggs you got, and weight of the eggs, a lot to it, but math is very important to us here. We're not the biggest hatchery as far as ground, and we're probably not necessarily the biggest hatchery as far as number of fish produced, but as far as pounds of fish produced, we are the biggest hatchery in the federal system. We used to raise the rainbows to 9 inches long, and the brown trout and cuts were stocked at 6 inches long. So we still produced that 450 to 500,000 pounds, but there was more of them because you were still raising that many pounds, but it takes more 9-inch fish and more 6-inch fish to get to that size than it does 11.
It's kind of hard to imagine.
I know. Even the 1.5 5 or something. I'm like,
Yes.
wow.
Yeah, Jonathan, thank you so much.
You bet.
It's
It's
been
good.
great.
It's nice to
Yeah.
meet you guys.
I learned
too.
a lot.
Me too, and it was really cool to see in person
Yeah.
everything.
Well, y'all come back anytime.
Okay.
Okay. Thank
Take you up on that.
I've been there. Have you been there?
No.
There's a lot to learn about all that. It's really interesting. And they said the girls said they were going to be catching their own dinner tonight.
I'm craving seafood right now, so.
If you see food, you crave it.
That's so true.
Yeah, but anyway, it looks like they're having a great
Yes,
time.
and we'll be checking in them in a few more minutes live wherever they are.
Yes, because
don't know.
they're on this bus and
Somewhere in northern Arkansas. I do know that.
yeah.
Somewhere
Yeah,
there.
we'll check back in.
Yes.
All righty, then coming up, it's what's trending with our intern Carissa. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I want to say, I know they're going to Harrison today, but I could have sworn I saw
like
something
Harrison.
about Mountain Home, though.
Yeah.